Hello YouTube, my name is Matt and I play games, and today we're going to continue with our franchise mode for Planet Zoo. As I stated in the previous video, this is really more of a starter franchise. It's not really for looks, it's to acquire as many trophies as we can. And I'm going to try not to repeat that ad nauseum like I did in the last video. So this is picking up essentially right where the other video left off. I'm assigning some work zones to some of our keepers, and I'm doing this to pop a trophy, which is coming up in 3, 2, 1, now. There it is. Okay, and if you noticed, we did slow down for trophies. We totally do that here. Trophies need to be celebrated. As you can see, the air conditioners for the Arctic foxes is making the entire area around it cold. Do the guests like it? Probably not. Do I ever fix it? No, I do not. What do I do instead? I put down some educational material because we need our education to be up to 5 stars for another trophy. And it turns out I was doing this kind of wrong. I didn't know that at the time. There's a more efficient way to go about getting education up, but hey, you don't know what you don't know. So I plodded along, littering the area with educational materials until such a time as that trophy popped as well. So this video is going to be about 16, 17 minutes long, I think. I'm not going to talk through the whole thing. I don't see any reason to, especially for the first half of this. I've actually sped it up a lot more after a little bit, because all it is standing here waiting for things to research so that I can move on to other things to research. I will say though, I do build a second habitat, and that gets populated towards the end of this video. So if you want to stay with me for the whole thing and hear my thoughts, awesome. If you just want to see the new stuff go down, I'd say skip to about the halfway point, maybe 12 minutes in, and you can see the new exhibits and habitats going in. We are going to slow down here again in another few seconds so that we can highlight some more of what's going on, because at ×8 speed, you really can't. Everything goes by in a blur. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, and I'll catch you at the next point. My thinking with these educational signs was, if they're already right there for the fire salamander, they're going to, by proxy, get some of this other education from these display signs. So we'll see if it works or not. Spoiler, it doesn't, but it was a good idea, and they get moved here pretty soon anyway, because this is going to become a whole plaza by the end of this video. At this point, the welfare for the foxes dropped. It's because I don't have the one-way glass quite yet. I'm working on researching it, but I don't have it, and they're too exposed. So I tried putting in this hard shelter with the doors, hoping that that would trick the foxes or the AI or whatever you want to call it into thinking that they have cover, while still allowing the people to basically see them the whole time, since they are my high draw animal. Did not get the education bonus that time. Thanks for coming by, Inspector. See you in another year. oh my, is that a torrential downpour? Welcome to the Midwest, I guess, or the northern part of the South. I guess we're sort of in the Georgia area, so. As you can see, there's quite a few little animals, and they need to go be released into the wild because I need conservation credits. So, as they mature, off they go to help boost the genetics of the wild population. And then I get this great idea to just litter the walkways with educational material, hoping again that by proxy I can bring up my education rating to 5 stars to pop that trophy. Again, spoiler alert, it didn't work. Really, for education, what you need is total mastery over the animals, and then scientists researching those animals for the boost. But I didn't know that at this point. More diversifying genetic material in the wild. I didn't realize until I started playing these back just how much of this game is actually spent in the menus. I think they call those dad games, where you're spending more time tweaking menu options and whatnot than actually playing. And it sure doesn't feel like that for this game, but yeah, there's a lot of menus in here. I do actually go ahead and cut some out later, so there might be a little bit of a hard cut. I doubt you'll notice it times 8 speed, but it was literally 22 minutes just sorting through menus while I was looking up what animals to put in, and that's not good viewing. We had a fox pass away, so there's a tribute plaque. I do like that touch quite a lot. I see those plaques in real zoos quite often. But yeah, first animal to die gets a tribute. Popping trophies like mad over there. Didn't slow down for them because they weren't really that important. Starting to make my plaza. The idea being to lump a bunch of things together and maybe get a little bit of extra educational content and donations by proxy. The only drawback to doing what I'm doing here is tweaking the speakers so that they don't overlap each other. I really wish that there was just a quality of life improvement to that to make it just a little bit easier, but you know, not going to complain. And there was where I made the cut. You barely even noticed it. I mean, I'm going to tell on myself, but you barely even notice it. All right, so these are the overlap or sound areas, and where it's red, there's overlap. People don't like overlap. It confuses them and frustrates them, but they are spheres, and I have the speakers at the top, so the overlap's happening up at the roof, not down at the bottom where they are, so no one gets upset. Now, with 3 new species of animals in, that means we have 3 new species to research. So, gonna have to get on that so that we can get our educational rating back up again. There we go. Just a hint of overlap is fine because it's up too high to matter. More animals to release to the wild. Look at all those tortoises. I told you there was like 40 at the height. We're not even there yet. Those bad boys breed, which could be why every zoo has them. I'm not sure why that little piece didn't go together with the plaza. The pathing system in this game is funny, but it is what it is. Alright, here comes the first food court. I kind of had a plan on how I wanted it to work, and then it didn't quite work the way I wanted, but it was serviceable throughout the duration of this zoo until I deleted the zoo, so I'm not going to complain. Also, if you watch a lot of my franchises, you'll find I like the modern touch of things a lot. I believe those picnic tables come from the aquatic pack, and they're one of my favorites. I would definitely actually eat at a table like that. And the people slowly trickle in. Of course, now that we have brick and mortar food, we have more employees that need to be hired. More employees means more money. So to bring in more money, we need to advertise, which is what I just did there, to bring in the widest range of people that I can. And it looks like I'm up to 4 scientists, so they can each research something different out of those exhibit animals that I just got, and 1 to keep going forward with the various diseases. Always a fun topic for research. Salmonella. I wonder if that one overlaps to food service or not. I kind of doubt it. I'm beginning to look for what I want for my first, not my first, but my next habitat animal. And then find the space, put them in, see what all is compatible. I've actually found a chart that shows all the compatible that aren't listed. What's listed here just gives bonus exhibit and cohabitation bonuses, but lots of things can go together without hurting each other. So this habitat that I'm making right now ended up housing so many hoofed mammals. I think virtually everything that comes with a hoof ended up going through here, except for some of the quintessential African animals. They all went in a big exhibit together, but yeah, so many things came through here. One way those mirrors, add the gate. We now have an enclosure. Keeper hut close by. Another staff room for good measure. I really don't want those folks going very far. I want them to stay right there. And animals. There we go. That is the end of this one. I hope you guys join me again. Again, this franchise mode isn't what the others will look like. It's really here just so you can see the behind the scenes on how to start something when you're new. While I am new to the console, I've played quite a lot of Planet Zoo. I might do maybe 1 more of these, maybe not, and then I'm going to get started on a franchise that I really enjoy. Let me know in the comments, would you prefer the English village one or the tropical one? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to leave you with some pretty animals, and I will see you on the next one.